Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you how to make a pad thai, which is a classic rice noodles from the Thai cuisine. It's a delicious rice noodle dish which is tossed along with a lot of vegetables and a special sauce that I'm going to quickly whip up and show you. Once again, I love loading my pad thai with a lot of vegetables. So let's just dive right in and I'm going to start prepping what all needs to be done for the pad thai. So now I have some bok choy, spring onions and some garlic here. So I'm going to quickly and roughly chop them up. First is the garlic because that's going to go right into the pan. Okay, so I'm going to quickly chop up the garlic, keep it to the side. And then I'm going to roughly chop up the spring onions. The bulbs can be chopped up roughly, and what I'm going to do is the leaves, I'm going to keep it a little bit long because then it'll add a nice color and texture. And then I have some bok choy here, which is another important ingredient in the Thai cuisine or the Asian cuisine. I've rinsed them and I'm just going to roughly chop these lengthwise, okay? Bok choy adds a nice crunch to the pad thai. The soft noodles along with the crunchy bok choy is something that I simply love. So now that this is ready, I'm going to show you how to make the sauce for the pad thai. So I have some tamarind water here. Tamarind is widely used in the Thai cuisine and because it adds in a little bit of that sourness. And I have some SRIRACHA sauce here as well. So what I'm going to do is to open up the sauce. I like this brand, Real Thai, it's really nice. And the SRIRACHA sauce is a spicy sauce that adds like a delicious kick to the palate. So watch out and add only as much as you want as per your taste. I'm just going to add a little bit. And there you go. And then I'm going to add some soy sauce to this tamarind water. So this tamarind water is freshly made at home, and what I did was soaked about 10 grams of tamarind in water, in warm water, and allowed it to nicely soften. And once it softens, I nicely mashed up the pulp in about half a cup of water, and then and strained out the pulp and kept the tamarind water on its own. And to this sauce, I'm going to add in a lot of brown sugar. Brown sugar again is a very important ingredient. Thai food is sweet and spicy, and hence the brown sugar. And I'm just going to add that. So now I'm going to give this a stir and mix well, give it a taste as well and see if the sugar is nice to your liking and the spice is nice to your liking, because this is essentially going to determine how your pad thai is going to taste, okay? And just give it a stir and allow the sugar to dissolve, and if it doesn't, don't worry, we're just going to add, scoop out the sugar and then toss it into the pad thai while we're cooking it and stir frying it little by little, and the sugar will get dissolved that time. So that's it. I'm going to keep this to the side and then proceed to toss everything up in a single wok, and the pad thai will be ready in just a jiffy. So one of the most important ingredients for the pad thai is also the rice noodles. So I have here with me these flat rice noodles, and this is Real Thai's rice noodles, which is what I bought, and it's just perfect for its use. I'm just going to keep it, and what I did was warm some water, and once it came to a boiling point, turned off the heat and then put the rice noodles inside, kept it for about 3 to 4 minutes soaking in the warm water, and as soon as it softens, I take it out. I don't allow it to cook completely because we're going to be cooking these in the wok along with the sauce and all the vegetables, and so all the flavors go through. So if you overcook it, it'll get overcooked in the pan as well. So ensure that it's just softened, the noodles just get softened, and I tossed it in some oil so it doesn't stick afterwards. So that's one trick that I used. So now that I have everything ready, I'm just going to go dive right into the pan. Now to toss up everything for the pad thai, I'm going to just quickly turn on my heat. You need a nice wide wok for making pad thai, so ensure that you have a nice big kadai or a nice wok, and it should be nice and wide, and the pan, the bottom is slightly more flattish or less of the bottom. And great. So now I'm going to add in some oil into this, and I'm going to add in all the ingredients that I chopped, the garlic, the spring onions. First we'll saute these for a few seconds until you can start smelling the aromas, and then I'll add the remaining ingredients, okay? I'm just going to quickly saute the garlic and the spring onions. Wait for the aromas to come through. I'm not going to wait for them to soften. Just start smelling the garlic, and we'll add in the rest of the vegetables and toss it until they cook. So I can smell the aromas of the garlic coming through already, and this is perfect, and I can feel here that slight sizzle as well, and that's it. I won't wait any longer. I'm just going to quickly add in the bok choy. I'm going to add in my broccoli just a little bit. As usual, I love adding vegetables. It's completely your choice of how much you want to add. And then we're going to add in the onions as well, some red bell pepper, some green capsicum, and then there are these red chilies that are typically added along with the spring onions. You can add more of them. I have a lot of them out here. So, but I'm just going to add one slit. As I told you, my children don't eat much spicy. So I'm just going to add that. So essentially you can tone the spice based on your taste. The sriracha sauce also gone into my sauce, so I'm just going to watch out for that. So give these vegetables a nice brisk stir, and cook them on high heat. Sprinkle a little bit of salt, which I'm just going to do right now, and we'll wait for the vegetables to soften, but not completely soft, but just slightly crisp and softened. Okay. Sprinkle some salt. So just watch out for the salt you add, because we added quite a bit of soy sauce into the tamarind pad thai sauce, so there's going to be a little bit of sauce in there, and salt in there, and also salt in the sriracha sauce. So watch out for the salt that you add. So stir fry until the vegetables are cooked. So notice that the vegetables are wilted down, but they're still fresh, and all the vegetables have the bright colors, orange and green, and they've softened as well. Give it a bite, and if you like the crunch, let it be, because we're going to be constantly cooking it more along with the sauces. So I'm just going to make a hole in the center, and I'm going to take my sauce, and this sauce is going to be added in in portions. We're going to keep adding it little at a time. There's a little bit of sugar at the bottom, so ensure that you stir it in. Take the sugar. So we're going to add in some sauce and toss it in a little bit. We're going to add in the cooked rice noodles. We're going to add in little at a time. First toss it in a little bit of sauce, and then add more. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to first toss it in. Great. I'm going to add some more sauce. So essentially this is done on high heat. Ensure that the heat is on high and you're stir frying on high heat. Okay. And I'm going to add in some more of the noodles. Put them all in. If your wok is big enough, add them all together in one shot. I'm going to add in some tofu. You can crumble it. You can add in some eggs scrambled as well. And at this stage, I'm going to add in some peanuts. You can crush them. I like to add like a nice handful, because peanuts add in a great crunch. You can coarsely crush them as well. And we'll toss it. Use 2 spoons to toss it so it becomes much easier. In the sauce, add some more sauce and keep cooking the pad thai. So remember, I just partially cooked the rice noodles. So this is going to be cooked in the sauce and get a really nice flavor from the sriracha, the imli, and the soy sauce, and all the other fresh vegetables that we have added inside. Awesome. I'm going to add in some more sauce. Dig in. The sugar is important. And there you go. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in. Yeah. And use both my ladles and keep tossing in until all the water absorbs in itself and becomes nice and creamy and delicious pad thai. So I've been tossing the noodles, pad thai, for a couple of minutes now. Notice all the water is absorbed and sauces have been absorbed, and it's a little wet, and I like it that way because it tastes really nice when there is a little bit of moisture in the pad thai. Otherwise it'll become too heavy and thick. And the last thing that I need to do is to give it a taste and then finally chop up some coriander leaves. I'm just going to give it a taste to see if it needs any more chilies or salt, because I think it's just perfect. It's perfect. Doesn't need anything. Perfect. My children are just going to love this pad thai for dinner tonight. I'm really excited. I'm going to quickly chop up some coriander leaves and then add it into this. Awesome. Just give it a quick stir And we are done, and I'm ready to serve my pad thai into a serving bowl and just scoop into it and have it for dinner. So I hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make this Thai rice noodle, which is the pad thai, which is delicious, and I'm sure you will love it. Do give it a try. When you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, because I'll always be looking to hear back from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.